What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. And this sun is a little too much. Just a second. But yeah, I'm on my way to school right now. It's let's see, 7:38 a.m. It takes me about 1 hour and 15 minutes to go to school, but I leave at 1 hour and 45 minutes before I have to be at school, because early in the AM hours of the Dutch roads, you never know what's going to happen, and this is a classic example. I'm already diverted from my original path to school because there was a traffic jam, and especially on that side right now, the other side of the road, it's unstuck. So yeah, but yes, guys, on my way to school right now. Yesterday I trained back and biceps. Let me put these things on right when the sun disappears. No, it doesn't disappear. Right, that's better. So yesterday I trained back and biceps, and I did that at the gym. What I've been showing you in a couple last videos. It's a very nice gym, actually, and the owner of that gym is teaching me how to do classic posing correctly. And the classic poses themselves I can do, in the posing routine, but the transitions between the poses, that is what is difficult. That is what is a true art form. And I'm just gonna be honest, I wasn't good at it at all, because you see the pictures of me doing classic poses and they look decent. But when you go from one classic pose to another, that is a whole different story. So yeah, he's teaching me that, and the posing routine will be awesome. The Arnold Classic, I just want to show what I'm capable of, and you want to show off your physique the best way you can. And I'm 9 days out right now because it is September 14 and September 23 is my competition. So that means in about 3 days my peak week starts, and that's on Saturday. And Saturday, Sunday, and Monday I will do some depletion training. I'm gonna try and record at least one of them, and that basically means that I'm gonna deplete my muscle glycogen, deplete my muscle of energy, and I'm gonna eat less carbs. All right. So we're about 25 minutes further, because I had to delete some files off my phone because it was full because of the workout that's still on this phone of yesterday. And yeah, but yeah, the workout you're gonna see is a back workout. I did a dumbbell pullover, the Pullover Machine. That's what we started with, because that's what I used to do back in the day when I still trained at that gym. Remember, the first 7 years of my training, of my bodybuilding career, I spent at that gym, the first 7 years. So I built up my base there, but I never knew about competitions back then. So I went to another city. We moved, we moved houses, and I went to another gym, and that was a bigger city, and there were more bodybuilders there who were doing competitions at that time. So, they kind of persuaded me to do a competition, and that's how it started. But the quality has always been in the gym where I started out in, but I didn't know that, because back then when I trained I was still too young to know about competition. So I didn't know that the people who trained there actually had the knowledge that they do. So, but yes, I'm very grateful for what I'm learning there. It's just another step to the right direction. So I'm really excited to show my posing off at the Arnold Classic. I'm just really excited overall because my shape is pretty good right now. It's all going according to plan. And yes, I'm gonna try and record a peak week, as I said. The first 3 days depletion of carbs, about 100 carbs each day for 3 days. And on those 3 days, I'm gonna work my butt off. Well, not that deeply, because I also learned if I go too deep, there's never enough time for me to load up again, because if you have a lot of muscle mass, just try to eat enough to fill up all that muscle with carbs. Sometimes even 1,000 grams a day may be, first of all, unpredictable, but second of all, may not even work. And yeah, but yes, I'm gonna record all of that to show you how it's done. This lighting actually shows up my shape pretty well. Daylight is the best lighting there is. You know, it kind of sucks because I made a lot of progress pictures, but I don't want to ruin it by showing you beforehand. I know a lot of guys do that, and a lot of bodybuilders actually mess up expectations, because sometimes they look better in the pictures they show beforehand than they do after. And that's what I don't want. I'm sure that's not going to happen, but still, I'm just going to record the show itself. I'm going to show you a lot of footage on the go, and then afterwards there will be loads and loads more footage of how I did everything and why, what I learned, what I can improve, stuff like that. So it's going to be a very extensive series, and it all depends also on how I will do at that show and what will come out of it. So yeah, I'm excited, guys, to bring back classic bodybuilding. I actually brought 2 meals with me. Let me show you this bag. Oh, got this bag with me. It's from my sponsor, Body and Fashion. And the nice thing about it, it has a regular bag compartment, obviously, to put in your stuff, laptop, anything that has to do with school, basically. You know, only a laptop for me, but. And there's a cooling compartment beneath. So what you do is you take 2 cooling elements, you know, you put them in the freezer the day before, get them nice and frozen, and get your Tupperware containers and put them in there, and it's isolated so it will stay cool for the rest of the day. And it fits about 3 to 4 meals depending on how big your Tupperware is. But that's really nice. It's a perfect bag for me, for people, students like me, people on the go who don't have to be away all day because it doesn't fit 6 meals. Well, what you can do is put the meal that you're going to eat first in the regular compartment without cooling, because you're going to eat that anyway in an hour or 2, so that won't go bad. And put the 4 other meals in the other in the cooling compartment, and that way you still have 5 meals on the go. And for some people that's enough for the whole day as you eat your breakfast at home. So that's 6 meals all in all. And when talking about meals, I might just as well say what I am eating right now, these last couple of weeks basically. So, and that will be part of the ultimate diet video that I'll do, but this is just some example ingredients. So the first meal is still oatmeal. I just love oatmeal. I put whey isolate from Science Nutrition, vanilla, a basic flavor in there, always good. I put a banana in there, a medium banana, about 100 to 110 grams. And what I also do is put almond milk in there and 100 milliliters of liquid egg whites. I'm just gonna put these sunglasses back on because the sun is back with a vengeance. It's gonna be a hot day today. I usually don't do this, but I wear a tank top to school. It's needed, guys. It's gonna be 32 degrees Celsius. Just calculate that, convert that to Fahrenheit. It's close to between 90 and 100, I think. Close to 90 for sure. But yeah, the second meal is either cooked white potato or cooked sweet potato. The sweet potato has a slightly higher caloric content. So when I have about 200 cooked potatoes, white potatoes, I do 175 cooked sweet potatoes. So the second meal will be sweet potatoes right now, 175 grams, with 300 grams of pollock fish, white fish, which is always nice. It comes in easy 100 grams packets. So I just put 3 of those in there and we're good. what I do is I only add 5 to 10 grams of oil in there with 200 grams of broccoli. So the third meal, what is that? This meal is usually tuna with 2 cooked eggs and 200 grams of broccoli with 15 grams of olive oil. And I put the olive oil in after I'm prepared, after everything is cooked, because you shouldn't heat olive oil too high because it goes bad. You can do that with rapeseed oil, coconut oil, etc., but not olive oil. Even when it says it's suitable for baking and grilling, don't do it because it doesn't hold up under high temperatures. So meal number 4, that is the pre-workout meal, and that is actually exactly the same as the second meal of the day. If you don't need to change anything, if you don't need to vary too much, just don't do it. Stick to the foods that you know work for you, and the food should be pleasurable to eat, it should be healthy, nutritious, have the right macros, micros, and if everything is in check, why change it up, right? So yeah, that's again the sweet potatoes, the 300 grams of pollock fish, and the 200 grams of broccoli with 5 grams of oil added fats. And then we work out 2 hours later, and then I have my post-workout shake. And suddenly we arrive at my room, but yes, the post-workout shake consists of only 30 grams of whey isolate. No carbs, because I like to have a big carb meal post-workout, which is against the oats. The same as the morning, as I mentioned previously. Don't change up any foods, ingredients, meals if you don't have to, because the morning and the post-workout have the same amount of carbs, except I choose to extract the carbs from the post-workout shake and add them to the oatmeal, as long as I eat it within the hour after working out. So I just add an extra banana to that post-workout meal. And that's it for the day. Then there's one meal after that with a higher fat content, usually smoked salmon and a tuna with some vegetables, but no carbs, because you only need fats and protein before you go to sleep. Anyway, let's enjoy this workout. Let's do it right now. Alright, so we arrived at the back and biceps workout, and as you can see, it's the good old gym. It's a gym I started out in for 7 years, and one good nice thing about this gym is this machine, the Pullover Machine. I like to start with it. I used to start with it back in the day, and that's partly why my serratus muscle is actually quite developed, because I did this machine a lot. I loved it. But the problem is it doesn't go as heavy, so I opted for more reps this time, and a lot of force reps as well. So yeah, what this targets, it's basically kind of like for the back width and the thickness of the serratus muscle on the front of your lat. So it's for a 3D effect from the front. And the most important thing here is, if you have this machine, is to stretch all the way to the back. As you can see, the back is fully stretched, the lats are stretched, but also go down all the way. So my dad is helping me right here doing forced reps. So I'm going down, but I cannot go down far enough, because the lower you go with this machine, the heavier it gets for your muscles to actually move this weight. So my dad is helping me, and you know, the first portion of the movement is easy, so you always get through that portion, but the last one, to get all the blood into those muscle fibers, is what you need help with sometimes. So I'd advise you to have a spotter with this. And now we move on to a plate-loaded lat pull-down. It's a different angle, and it actually moves in a different plane than a regular lat pull-down. So a regular lat pull-down is a fixed bar, so when you go up, the hand position is the same as when you go down. But here you actually pull apart your hands, so you can actually target a different part of the back throughout the movement. So it's a nice variation upon the good old lat pull down, which is always the basics. But, you know, putting in some variation is always good, especially for me. I notice in the last few weeks, hitting different angles just feels better. If I do the same over and over again, I get used to that, and my body responds better, especially when, you know, the cuts, the angles, the burning of calories, my body getting used to that just makes my body look a little more complete. And as you can see, I'm getting pretty lean, but you might also notice that I'm not as full as usual, especially at the very start of the workout. And that's because, you know, when you're in a caloric deficit, your body burns energy all day long, more energy than you get in. So your carbs, no matter even if you eat enough carbs, but you're still under your caloric goals, your muscles cannot fill all the way up because you simply burn off the carbs before that happens. So what happens when you're depleted is that the muscle that you're training fills up during the workout, because you do have some carbs obviously in your body, in your bloodstream, and those are only channeled to the muscles that you're working. Normally every muscle in your body, every muscle group is filled up a lot more, pumped up more, because every gram of carb pulls 3 grams of water with it, but that's not what we want now. And as the workout progresses, you can see my arms and the back getting a little more pumped up, especially. That this is usual. A lot of people who are deep into a cut, they give up because they think they're losing muscle, but your muscle fibers, the cells, are not disappearing. They're there to stay if you do it right. But what's happening is that you have less carbs in your muscle, and as I just explained, every gram of carb has 3 grams of water with it. So when that gram of carb disappears, it's basically making your muscles look deflated, as most of your muscle mass consists of water weight. So that's why come competition day, you have to up your carbs in a smart way to keep the moisture beneath your skin at bay, but pull it all the way into your muscles, so that on those few days you look amazing and fuller than ever with cuts everywhere. So I want to get on the stage this lean, a little harder than this, but a lot more full, and I have all the confidence that that will happen. So what we just did was some machine rows individually. I always love that machine for the lower back and the middle back thickness. And then we did the V-bar pull down, and I leaned back a little more for the middle back thickness as well. And we just did the face pulls for the traps and the rear delts. And what we move on now is a bicep superset, actually. So we do the alternating dumbbell curls and the drag dumbbell curls to really fill up the biceps right away. In my opinion, when you're this close to competition, it's no use to do these small exercises one at a time. You really want to do more work in a shorter amount of time. So this workout actually did not take more than an hour, and we were with 3 people. And after this I did 30 minutes of cardio, and after that I did probably 45 minutes of posing practice. And you can see the muscles are getting a little pumped up now while still being cut, and this is the look that I want on stage. But right now it's only the back and the biceps. Like literally you can almost see that those are popping out. Those are the muscles that you target this training, and all the carbs that you have in your system are driven to those muscle fibers and nowhere else, only where they are needed. But that's basically what you have to keep in mind when you're cutting. You're not losing muscle, you simply look a little deflated. But once you start carving up again, you will look more amazing than ever. And this is an amazing exercise for the bicep thickness and the upper portion of the forearm. So I like to do this quite a lot. As you can see, the upper part of the forearm is being contracted here. When I go up, I twist my wrist upwards, I tilt it upwards to even focus more on that muscle. And guys, that was the workout of today. I actually just had a meal. It was my 3rd meal. I'm about to have my 4th meal, because as you can see, I still have 45 minutes left. Then it's 4 p.m. and at 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. we usually work out. So at least 2 hours before working out, I like to have my pre-workout meal. Anyway guys, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or any suggestions, put them down below. And don't forget to stay golden.